I have created an application that can interact with Comfy UI, creating nodes for us, and also allows us to import Excel files with scenes and bashes, and also have different variations of clips generated for each and every prompt. So let's see how to do that. So I've saved my project in C drive. As you can see, you have Comfy UI folder, temp folder, and the applications. So I'm running start application, and it's going to run the Comfy UI server. So this is the application that I've built, and now I'm going to browse for the output folder where I need to save the video clips. So I'm just going to select video clips as my output folder, and then I'm going to import scene images. So inside you have scene from 8 to 12. I'm just adding it to my software. Now I'm just opening the web UI for Comfy UI. Just to see if it is working fine. So now I'm going to load the Excel file with the scenes to my application. As you can see, it has loaded 5 scenes. But you can also see on the right side, when I added the import scene reference folder, it added all the images, and you can see the number of images has been added as 14 reference and 14 clips, and so on for each and every scene. So the software will automatically create variations in clips based on the images that we have saved in the folder. So as you can see now, after importing the script, it's just added to each and every prompt box, and you can see the variations for all the scenes has been added. Now I'm going to click on add JSON file. So now I'm going to add it from my project, and for this application we have two models. One is LTX 2.5 and another one is Minimax model. So I'm going to select LTX, which is faster, and I'm adding the character prompts to the global character box. You can see I have included all the resolution up to 16K IMAX in the drop down, but some of these are just for testing purpose, and the actual output resolution will be based on the maximum limit of the model that is supported. In here, LTX 2.5 within this app supports up to only 720p. So we are going to set 720p. And I'm going to change the video duration to 10 seconds per clip. And have also set options to increase and decrease the brightness and contrast, and also the FPS settings. So one thing to note here is that you can see the detected RAM is showing so much of GB, but it's not the correct value. It's actually an error, and it's actually fetched from the Comfy UI server incorrectly, so it's displaying incorrect, which needs to be fixed, and I'll be working on it later. It's around 16 GB of VRAM, and we have about 15 GB of VRAM that is free, and these memory values are not faked at this application. It's just based on the output that the Comfy UI shows in the values. I'm just minimizing the screen. I'm now going to start the batch creation. As you can see, the model and the scenes and the variation and the resolution and how many number of clips. So if you see closely, for about 5 scenes we have around 61 clips. That's because each of these scene folders have multiple images, and each of these images will constitute to a clip. So there are totally 61 images under 5 scenes, and for the 61 images we are going to generate 61 clips. So another thing which you can see is that I have clicked on text to video under the clip type. So in general, if you're going to add the reference images, by default it's text plus image to video, which is being processed in the background. But you can also select text plus video option from the drop down. So this is just a feature wherein you don't have a reference image. You can select text to video and apply your prompts, and it's going to generate video clips only based on the prompts that you're giving. So, but for this example, I've given text and the reference images. So let's see how it's generating. As you can see here, you have the output folder, and now I'm going to click on yes, and you can see in the task manager how the resources have been allocated for this video creation process. So now I'm selecting my GPU. As you can see, it starts from 2 GB and it keeps raising. So the limit is around 16 GB for my GPU. And the memory, you can see it got raised from around 14 GB to 47 GB now. I think it will go up to maximum of 55 GB. In many cases I have seen it not crossing 50 GB. But this RAM usage is once again based on ComfyUI server settings. So if you have limited RAM like around 16 GB or 32 GB, the ComfyUI server should be automatically able to allocate resources based on the RAM usage and able to generate clips. It's just that the duration of processing these clips will take time. So the generation time is like going to increase if you don't have sufficient RAM or the VRAM. Now you can see the scene 8 has been processed. So you have scene 8 folder that has been created, and you can see the processing percentage. It's now around 33%. So once it completes 100%, then you can see the first clip might be generated. So let's wait for that. So you can see how much time it is taking to generate clips. Took about 1 minute to generate this particular clip, and you can see the number of nodes this application has created in ComfyUI automatically. And now you see the app has stabilized, and it's consuming around like 13 GB of my VRAM and around 36 GB of my RAM. So it's usually during the first run it takes higher resource values, and then it gets stabilized as we process the further images. The advantage of this batch application is that we can simply have all the scenes added to an Excel file, import it to the software and run it and process all of these scripts in a batch, saving a lot of time because generating a full length movie clip by clip takes a lot of time and it's going to create a lot of discomfort to us. So having a batch generator application is going to make all the video generation process easy, and especially when we have like different variations of the clips generated, it's going to be really nice. So in here you can see the preview of the first clip that has been generated in Scene 8 folder. So you can see the progress now. It's now working on variation 2. For this project, I have given only for the video clip prompt and not the audio prompt. In general, LTX model supports both audio and video, and it also has features to have lip sync with the audio text that we want to have the character speak. So it should also support by default. However, for this tutorial, I am just using only the video prompt. So usually the processing speed depends upon the hardware that we have. Currently, I'm using a DDR4 RAM and a 5060 Ti graphics card, which is kind of entry level specification for video generation projects. So but I would say that even if you have like an older 3090 RTX graphic card or even like a 1080 Ti graphic card, you should be able to use this application because the minimum requirement is based on the Comfy UI's minimum requirement for that particular model. So if LTX supports lower version of graphics, then you can also use lower version of graphic cards, but the processing time could be higher. So the second variation of the clip is also generated. Now it's processing the third variation. So I'm just going to play the second variation. Sometimes this happens with this LTX model that it tends to hallucinate and it generates a different kind of clip than what we have requested, but it's not based on the app that we have created, it's based on the model that's been running in the background in Comfy UI server. So if we have a really good prompt that can instruct the model to generate a perfect video clip, then automatically you will have a good quality video clip generated with this app. Even if you try to bulk process generation of videos, we need to make sure that the clip has the correct video prompt so that you have a really good quality video. With my PC specs, I was able to generate video clips with an average of 3 minutes duration per clip. So for 61 clips, you could imagine how much time. Now I've fast forwarded it once again. Now it's 91%. It's in scene 12 with variation 7 clip. You can build your own application like this with Python programming and with JSON and a little bit of knowledge about Comfy UI. Please like, share and subscribe if you like this application, and if you want this, I will share the application totally free for the first 1000 subscribers. So with this software, if we decrease the resolution, the processing time could improvise. Like you can reduce the time by half if we have smaller resolution, so that you can generate a full length movie with this batch tool. We have generated the reference images for all the scenes with a similar tool called as the batch image generator. So you can generate multiple variations of images with various models like Flux 2, we have Z Image Turbo, we have photorealistic model and similar models. We can use those models to generate consistent character images and then save them based on the scene name to a folder, and then we can have all of those scenes added to this video generator, so that the overall processing time to generate the video clips is like significantly reduced, and it makes the user to efficiently generate AI video clips. So as you can see here, we have the batch generation completed. So 61 clips were created out of 61 images. We have the model selected, the resolution of these video clips, and the duration of each of these clips showing up in the final dialog box. And you also have the output folder where these clips are saved. So now I'm closing this application. I'm going to show you where it has generated all the scenes and the clips. You can see here from each of these folder how many clips has been generated, the file size and everything, the format as well. So I'm going to play one of the video as preview once again. Next up, I will show you the batch image generator. So please subscribe, like and share to everyone who wants to use this tool. Thanks for watching.